for it to go live. And here we go. Greetings everyone and welcome to the show. I am the delicious and mythical GriffinMuffin. Now, as you may have noticed, there was a stream also today a bit earlier where I played Liquidation. I thought that would maybe go for an hour, but it was a 25 minute thing. So here we are, playing some Pillars of Eternity, good old Pillars of Eternity. That's part of the reason why I started this stream, is to play this game. So it's good to get back into it. I didn't even take a sip of my drink. Let's get into it. Now, for those, because it's been a week or so since I've did the thing last. We cleared White March Part 2. We went on from there. I did a bit of organization. Like, I did play outside of the stream for a little bit. All I did was really organize my inventory, which I don't think would have been too thrilling for people to watch. Oh, I'm up to this bit. Oh, okay. I have to go through this. I completely forgot that because I went back and I recorded this bit for the script.
We shatter and sink, discarded like worn tools. Why have you consigned us to oblivion?
So I think I said before you would have destroyed Cadnua. No. Yeah, I said you would have destroyed Cadnua. Their protest is as sharp as squealing metal.
Blasphemy! These are jewels of civilization. They are sacred. We would sooner sacrifice our own bodies than dislodge a single stone from such a place.
Sorry, I've watched this like
Why do you
times.
torment us with baseless accusations?
Because I went back into this and I recorded it like 3 different times to get the different outcomes to see like what I could be talking about in the script. So, what did I say? I said I did it with a rational bit. Who else could have done such damage to a mighty Pagran fortress? The eyeless still, but you hear their gears whir as their collective spirit ponders this.
Then we were betrayed.
Yes, you were transformed against your will.
And we were made to betray something we cherish.
The legacy of the Unguithans, you mean?
The bedrock of civilization.
What is this? Andra wanted Unguithan civilization forgotten.
Better for her tides to ebb and her seas to dry up than to cover a single stone the Unguithans laid.
The ice shakes with the fury of the eyeless.
Each culture builds on the bones of the last. Yet many only look up at where they would go, never down at the foundations that bear them. Like a mason who builds a listing tower. What peril do they inflict on their progeny? And what dishonor on their forebears?
You hear the strain of crumbling stone in the voice of the eyeless. You think it unwise to forget the past.
It is unwise to douse a lamp in darkness, to cut the legs from a table. This forgetting is suicide, heresy. Every advance in the crafts and institutions of Kith was forged by skill and sacrifice.
You feel these words and the anger behind them in your bones.
A people cut off from their history will wither, and they deserve no less.
Hey, Samblips. Good to see you. Sorry with the hecticness of tonight's streams. It's been a little bit all over the place. I wanted to stream on Twitch for the liquidation demo thing. That didn't go as planned because I don't know how to stream on Twitch properly. Like technically it was all set up. It's just a lot of the stuff to do with the actual app and the website. I'm like, how do I like share the link to this particular thing? And I just gave up and did YouTube instead. Alright, I agree.
That is why we must return to ourself and restore Abidan.
Yeah, I was using Streamlabs. I was. Hey, Sync, how you going? Good to see you. As I mentioned to Don't worry, it will should be uploading. It's probably rendering on the channel right now. Should be up in a few hours or so, I reckon. So you'll still be able to catch it. It was a good play, and if necessary, if we have some time at the end or whatever, I might play it again. Still pretty cool. Let's see. Sync, I think you were here last time when we did this. I think Sam was here as well. We'll go through it again, because this is actually like one of the main pivotal points of the whole. Well, pivotal is not really the correct term. It's the ending of the story. It's not really much you can pivot on. It's a good part. It's an epic part because it actually discusses like the main thesis of White March, which is like, you know, are memories worthwhile and stuff, you know. So, you know, obviously with this part of White March, we get this whole thing of how Andra's like, oh no, memories are painful and they weigh down people and they cause pain and mourning and loss and all this sort of stuff, you know. But what if you could just forget stuff? Wouldn't that be grand? And then we get to the end of it and the eyeless are like, hey, don't forget things. Like, history is important. And I'm like, oh, that touches me deep. What do you mean about returning to yourself?
When Ione Brotha fell, Abidan lost much. His will to preserve the memory of how and why he died. But he built us with fragments of his own soul. In returning, we can restore what was taken from him.
Perhaps Abidan was meant to forget his past. Some knowledge is too dangerous for this world.
A facile argument. One that defends stasis, not progress.
Andra said Abaddon's memory would threaten the peace between the gods.
Just as fire clears dead wood from a forest, struggle makes way for new developments.
A flame rolls across the ice. As it dies away, clumps of ice melt. The towers rise higher.
Conflict is part of progress. Peace and ignorance is not worth keeping.
Kith shouldn't have anything as powerful as the White Forge.
With the ability to bind souls to metal, you mean? You helped the Crucible Knights pursue a similar power in the Forge Knights.
The shrieking of metal joints and clanking of steel limbs echoes across the ice.
Do not condemn knowledge when it becomes inconvenient for you.
See, this is an interesting part here that I noticed when I did the recordings to get all the stuff for the video. So they say, do not condemn knowledge when it seems convenient for you. And then you can go on to say this, which is, Adamancy has made no progress, yet it's responsible for Wicts, the Bale Reach incident, and the swindle of desperate families.
And yet you persuaded the Duke to allow Adamancy to continue unfettered. Do not condemn knowledge when it becomes inconvenient for you.
See, this is something I thought about talking about, which is this whole thing where, you know, pointing out how the player might try and convince things, but ultimately, because of their actions in the part of the game, you actually have nothing to argue with because of your actions. Like, obviously, as a game writer, like people who did the game writing for this, they have to anticipate what players might want to say to the eyeless. So they say all these things like, oh, Adamancy did nothing and stuff to try and argue with them, but it will, you know, it will reflect on your previous actions, which then on the flip side is kind of like, you know, would it have been worthwhile then to maybe not have discussion points that will directly open you to criticism, but rather you openly agree with the eyeless, which you do at the beginning, to be fair, but yeah. And also you can bring in your companions into this. So Aloth, you were a part of the Leaden Keys. Surely you understand some secrets need to be kept.
All too well. The Leaden Keys methods may not be perfect, but they protect Kith from themselves.
I appreciate the narrative and thematic analysis. There's a PoE series retrospective, but it's mainly focused on the number crunching gameplay aspect. Yeah, that's a thing that when I first started my videos and stuff, and I tried to do like reviews, like typical like YouTube reviews, I sucked at them. I'm not good at them. But the one thing that I always really got into the most was discussing story. And I don't know, ever since I did the God of War video, I felt like, okay, maybe I can make this like a running thing of mine. And I got a lot of positive feedback on the Disco Elysium stuff, so, you know, I might as well run with it. And it's good to know that people do appreciate it, so thank you.
We cannot defend the intentions of a group that kills to hide secrets.
Yet how many more would suffer without their intervention? People went mad in Defiance Bay over the murder of a duke. Imagine what they'd do if they knew one god had killed another.
Still, you point to an exception.
So this is a running thing as well for the Eyeless, is that they say you point to exceptions. And it's an interesting way to debate like any philosophical argument, is when people go, but this one time this happened, and they go, yeah, that's an exception. And because a lot of people go, it kind of goes against a lot of scientific argument, because in scientific argument, if you have one thing that disproves the other, it's refuted. It's the whole thing of like, I have this fact about the world, yeah, it's like a confirmation bias, you're right. But like, say for scientific stuff, like if you have an established physical phenomena about the world, and you go, okay, this is established, gravity is gravity, it's you know, let's simplify this a little bit. And someone goes, actually, I found out that gravity is a little bit different and works differently as to what you propose, right? They don't just go, look, in that experiment, that was an exception, you know? They go, oh, okay, I need to work on what I have established then, and then provide evidence to maybe back up my claim, or maybe, you know, show the errors of your claim, you know? So this argument point of the Eyeless of like, you're pointing to an exception, you can wager that's not a good way to try and win this argument.
And we have listened.
You speak as if history were a guide, yet it doesn't always provide a good example.
Then do not look to it for one.
Which is a good point.
History is not a moral force, but a set of facts. These facts show Kith where they have come from, and how to move forward.
Which I completely agree with. I think that's a problem with the world, like in our current world today, is that a lot of people look to history and they use it as quote-unquote a moral force. They say, weren't we good back in the day? They have this nostalgia for a time that they didn't have and stuff like this, you know? When in fact, like, history is a set of facts. It's a set of material conditions and events and people that resulted in material things happening. There is no spiritual imbuement to any time. For the people back then, there was an imbuement, but nowadays we just glean things from it. The Pagrunan were obsessed with the past. They died in the keep they built to honor it.
And their brethren have built a culture that stretches across Aora, all because they recognize the importance of their shared legacy.
Yet the Pagrunan of Durgan's Battery might have built more if they surrendered this obsession with legacy and moved east. And before you killed them, they nearly destroyed themselves arguing over the meaning of that legacy.
Yet it drove them to create marvels. Could it have torn them apart with equal force?
You feel the eyelids wrestling with this question, shifting and struggling under its weight.
Maybe so. But we would not cast history aside over one such example.
Again, using we can't, that doesn't refute what we believe. That's just one example. Now I like what they say here. Of the Deerwoodens and Glenfarthens have fought 2 wars over their history, and they still haven't moved forward. There's this nostalgic-based belief that the past was better. I don't know, it's something about how human psyche works in general, but I notice the past often seemed better. It's often, I think it's something to do with the fact that the past isn't technically real. You know, it's like, you know, you can ascertain, you can kind of take in a bunch of information about a certain time and go, man, that seems like the time for me, you know. But the only way you're making that assumption is based on that information. What if that information is slightly askew? what if there is a sort of bias from yourself to apply it to it? For me, I think about stuff like, if I was born in Germany during the Enlightenment period and I went to university or something, I think I would be in my element there. I would love it, you know? But I don't know what those times were like, really, you know? Would it have been all that great? Maybe it's just history has given me what is the best part of it and kind of excluded all the shit stuff, basically. But yeah, this is a good important point. So we'll go on to the Deerwoodens and Gladenfathens have fought 2 wars over their history, and they still haven't moved forward.
But the memory of those wars has likely saved them from another now, when it would shatter a barren Deerwood.
That's not saying much. Better if 2 nations could form a stronger accord.
And how are such ties forged but through years of peace? You speak of a worthy goal, but only a steadily built history can achieve it.
So yeah, they point to something that's pretty recognizable. I mean, after World War II, a lot of countries around the world were like, you know what? That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad, right? Yeah. We don't want to do that again. Because of the memory of the loss and the pain that people feel and the destruction that it wrought on the whole world. And so a lot of actions like forming the United Nations towards trying to establish certain peace relations with countries all across the world, that memory of that war and the pain and the loss was something that spurred people into making the decisions of, okay, let's try and build a world that's not going to fucking kill each other every 20 or so years. I agree. We cannot know everything about any given time period, even right now. We think as humans, we're going to make the whole idea of a particular time and then romanticize it. Exactly. I think we're very prone to doing that, which is why, you know, a lot of Eastern philosophies look at how you shouldn't be looking at the past or the future. You should just live in the present, but you need to acknowledge the past and the future. Stalwart and Iron Flail remained at odds even in the face of a bigger threat, all because of their history.
The problem is not that they remember too much of their history, but rather too little.
The ice underfoot becomes suddenly clear. Between your boots, you see an ocean separating Adir from the eastern reach.
Great Serens and Deerwoodens alike began as pioneers from Adir. They all came seeking opportunity.
Boats as small as ants crawl across the glassy blue.
Were they to look farther back, they would see their common origins and desires.
Okay, so I remember this when I was recording this last. They're discussing how at the very root, the 2 conflicting people actually share a common origin, which is pretty interesting to address. But one thing they're not really kind of bringing about is the idea that that is not within mortal understanding. Immortals that live for hundreds of years would be able to go, you know, we used to be freaking like settlers, man, like you and I, like, you know, but that's not a thing for us unless that information is presented in a clear manner. But this is what I was talking about. But the experience of history is subjective. People remember what feels immediate and personal, just as you remember your own betrayal.
A painful truth.
They pause, recalling their suffering. You feel it radiate through them like heat.
We admit that history can become a hindrance.
So this is the one moment in this dialogue where you can actually convince them that, hey, this whole history is adamant and a guide for people and stuff is not exactly as ironclad as you thought.
Even so, we must restore Abidan.
Memory remains a burden, even when the events of the people it recalls are long gone. It's pain with no purpose.
Burdens strengthen the bearer, and they warn against repeated mistakes. Why would you discard them so hastily?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, like, they do have a good point. Like, memories, painful memories do provide lessons, and if we were to just dismiss them, then would we actually grow from them? But you're able to throw in a few things here. So Maneha, as you might, I think I did this part in the stream. Maneha she's awakened, and she has a memory from a past life as a settler who killed a whole bunch of people, and she's like, oh man, I'm so guilt-ridden for years over it. So you can get her to speak.
Pleasing or no, that memory was a part of her. In surrendering it, she lost a part of herself.
The part that spent every waking hour obsessed with old history, perhaps. What I lost was a burden, and one that bent me over for years.
It would be better if Kith did not become trapped by guilt, sorrow, and shame. But we speak of what should be. You recognize what is.
So this is when you kind of get them to realize that they are speaking from on a high. They have the ability to kind of look at things very objectively and go, history is this set in stone way of trying to ascertain how you should live your lives, basically. But when it is applied practically, like, some people just have memories that are painful and they can't just learn from them and stuff, you know? So this is another point where you can convince them that, you know, their ideas are not all that great.
Yet such destructive memories are rare. Surely others are strengthened by retrospection, even amidst pain.
So we get to throw in Zawa, and I'm so glad I finished this quest before I did this. Zawa witnessed the fall of his people. He spent his life weighed down by that trauma.
All civilizations run their course and fall, just as the people in them grow old and die. And yet to endure in memory is a kind of immortality. Would Zawa condemn the Takan to a second death, merely to escape the pain of their loss?
This pain is a gift to my soul. I am glad to remember them.
You see, such pain has value.
So this is when you give them a tally on the board, because you go to them, you're like, but Zawa has a painful memory, and like they're like, yeah, but he says like he's glad that he remembers the fall of his people because he not only remembers like their deaths, but he remembers where he came from and what spurs him to live on, to honor his people. And they go, see, we were right. And you refer to yourself. You go, I'm awakened. I'm tormented by questions from a past life.
A rare opportunity, for you have the chance to answer them, to do things left undone.
The creatures raise their misshapen arms, and the voice of their souls is as deep and melodious as a bell. But those things don't matter now. If I was able to leave them behind, then obviously they weren't important. You feel something peeking and prying into your essence.
If that were true, they would not trouble you now.
Which is a good point. I've said my piece.
And we have listened.
So I ultimately chose, very well, return to yourself and be the god of preservation once more.
We shall see this world and its people restored.
So they all get like sucked up into the beyond.
The eyeless disappeared beneath the
I'm
lake.
gonna skip this.
Their bond to
I'm just saying everything's all happy and good. So we done that part. I couldn't get out of it, so I had to play through it again. But it was a nice sort of thing to kind of revisit. So let's get back into it. Last I was at Cadnua. I saved somewhere. There we go. So there's another bit of White March that I haven't done, which is actually where you apparently Concelhaut's keep is under attack, and you go there and you should probably sort it out. Apparently, but apparently this goes somewhere else. I thought there was just like a quick little like dungeon crawl thing for you to do, but apparently you meet other wizards as a result of this. So I got through all of this, yeah, and there's the superior siege engines over here. Now there's many superior siege engines around the place. Count 1, 2. They only have 2 superior siege engines. That is disappointing. They should have more. But, yes. Now let's try and get into the keep. There's lots of undead around here, so...
Not a sound.
I brought back Kana, and Maneha has gone off to do it. I feel like we had a good run with Maneha. I mean, I'm a little bit. I doubt whether or not I should bring her back, because I really do want Kana back in here. he's like a really good versatile sort of character to have in the party. He provides a lot of buffs and stuff, but Manoha was like fucking boss. She fucking like just jump in there and just hack to pieces a lot of the enemies we had. But I think from a narrative sense as well, I kind of go, you've done your thing, you know, like you've traveled with me, you've gone to the keep, which was like your main story, so to speak, and that was it, you know. So this boulder appears to have crashed through the tower, taking a section of the wall with it. I think we're going good. Nothing's attacking us yet. So we're here to find a phylactery, which, if you're well versed in fantasy stuff, that means a lich is about. So I wonder if we'll bump into the lich or not. But apparently, if you do this particular side quest and then do Pillars of Eternity to Deadfire, there's actually a linking thing. So we'll see how that goes. How are we all this evening? Well, actually, I know Sync is probably evening. Well, close to coming into evening. But Samblips, I'm sorry, I completely blanked on what part of the world you're from. Here we go. The shelves of these bookcases overflow with books, loose pages, and miscellaneous artifacts. Many of the spines you can see are scrawled with indecipherable glyphs, and more are completely blank. A proper search of this mess would probably take hours. Search the bookcase. Scattered across one shelf are springs, wires, and other assorted components. You will recognize that they're actually pieces of a trap. You assemble them and pack them away. You don't find anything else of value. Killing bolt trap. Ugh, that's kind of useless. Oh, cool. Thank you. What have you got? What is that? This hinged mold of the amazing power to fully duplicate non-soulbound weapons shield. Duplicate non-soulbound weapon shields and armor and other equipment placed inside it. Immense magical energy required to fabricate the copy uses the mold of raw material. That sounds crazy. Definitely have to try that out when we get home. That's good to know. I decided to have an energy drink. I've been trying to lay off them because, you know, they're not that great for you. I had a couple beers and I did a lot today, actually. I cleaned up the house a little bit, did mainly the dishes. Oh, hello. Who are you then? Thrall Assassin. A man totters forward as if drunk. He stares a few feet in front of you and looks at a point of your shoulder with wide, glazed eyes. Tanos must speak with you, human. Come, come. Yeah, but this door over here, just give me a second. What the hell? What, are they having like an animated meeting? Animated Anonymous. Hi, my name's Bob. I've been an animated spear for 2 years now.
Watch it! Distract me again and you're like to lose an eye.
Tell me about Concelhaut.
He's not someone you want to cross. Or disappoint. You know, I really should get back to work.
Animated Anonymous. That's it. That's the title of the stream. Aren't you concerned about the siege outside?
Concelhaut hasn't even bothered to come out of his study since the attack started, so why should I worry? Need something? I'm still busy here.
What are you doing?
Cataloging weights, centers of gravity. Controlling a 3.5-foot blade in the air is harder than it looks.
I'm surprised I'm allowed to wander so freely.
If Concelhaut didn't want you here, you'd have known it the moment you came down those stairs. And then you'd be dead. If you were lucky.
Who else is in Craigholt? I don't know how to pronounce the is it it's not is it Krog? Was it Craig? With the umlaut. I think it would be Craigholt. So.
Aside from me, there are 3 other apprentices working on their own projects. I don't know anything about Sabal or Peldon, but stay away from Tanos, the Vithrek. There's something about him I don't trust.
Alright then. I'm just gonna be stealing if I go in here. Hello there, floating skull. Oh wow, there's lots more to explore in this place. Oh, hello there. The laboratory reeks of rotting flesh, but the elf doesn't seem to notice. He's busy writing notes into a small book, and he doesn't even look up as you approach, but he frowns when your shallow... Oh, sorry. When your shadow falls across his page.
Stand back, ghoul. I'll summon you when I have need of you.
Excuse me? He finally looks up to you, startled and irritated.
Effigy's eyes. Who are you?
He shakes his head and waves a hand, nearly grazing you with his pen.
I don't have time for this. Get out of here and leave me to my work, alright?
These ghouls are different, more docile and less rotten.
I should hope so. I've been trying to stabilize them, prevent them from decaying further.
He looks at you out of the corners of his eyes.
Of course, the process is not yet complete.
Can you tell me anything about Concelhaut? He glances up at you long enough to shoot you a suspicious glare.
If you've never studied his repertoire of spellwork, never read of his accomplishments in Maestre Albena's histories of modern magic, and somehow missed the small army he's held back outside, then no, I don't know what to tell you. Except that he's a powerful wizard with little patience.
What do you know about Craigholt?
Why must you bother me with such inane questions? Go interrupt one of the other apprentices. Their time is much less valuable than mine.
Ooh. Alright then. No, I'm just gonna be stealing, and I do not want to... I have gotten to a point in Pillars where I have really gotten sick of just walking into places and just causing everyone to attack me. Sable. The dwarf whirls to face you. Her face and throat are twisted with a fresh scar tissue. Her remaining eye narrows as she assesses you. Out. Her voice is little more than a croak as she points to the door. I'm looking for the key to Concelhaut's chamber. She utters a choking, mangled laugh and raises her grimoire. What is happening there? Steel spine. Oh, I didn't want to attack these people. Alright, I'm gonna have to really what am I gonna do here? Okay. I can't mind control anyone, so I'm just gonna have to try and explode these guys one by one. What are you doing, Durance? Need you to get healed. What do you mean immune? What are you immune to? Ooh. Can we get you healed, please? And I need to heal. What are they immune to? Get over here. I can't find out. Yeah, send some damage out. Oh, good. You can attack. Save. Oh, she's out. Quick. Revive. What are you doing fighting this guy? Dude, that. Actually, get into the middle of the room, buddy. Now cast your lightning. Hey, Loth. Help us out here. Oh, let's get you to do your split thing. Ooh, that hurt like hell. Ooh, that's a good... Let's do that.
Following your...
What's gonna do here? What do you think? I think these guys might be immune to lightning, so I'm going to move forward. Let's do... Kind of lightning thing. There we go. Finally. So I need you to heal everyone, buddy. Can we get that done? The lowest. Just gonna have to do two things at once here.
Ooh, fetch!
Ooh, you're not doing too well. Self healed up. No, not that. There we go. That'll help. We're doing well, doing good, doing good. That's what I need that.
That's not very helpful.
Yes. All done. Well, I didn't want to kill all this metal skeletons, but it just happened. Sable's grimoire, huh? Ooh, some pearls and a note. Sable, it gives me pride to see that you've suffered more for your craft. The other apprentices may be more learned than you, but none match your tenacity. For you to understand something they do not. Your body is a shell. If you are to achieve the power you desire, you will outlive it. Your fellows fight and scheme against one another. Only you recognize your true foe. Oh, it's an important note. I need to inquire their notes somehow. Sable's research notes. Success with the new formula on the bonding of the vessel material is twice as strong as before. Presentation for Concelhaut will be excellent. Need to acquire more skeletons first before I can demonstrate my experiment to the apprentices.
A simple task.
Oh, no. We'll get you
Oh?
to heal, to open that up.
I can get it to spill
It's done.
Well, it didn't kill me, so... Is that really all there is? I risked my neck for that. What's going on here? Liquid metal drips from the dangling skeleton. Reminds me of Terminator. Animancy in the modern age. That is for another time. Daily affirmation of focus and efficiency. What's it about? All errors can be reforged into lessons. Abaddon rebuilt himself from ruin. No setback is insurmountable, not even death itself, as long as the soul is dedicated to the task. So there's all these like positive affirmation things, which is a part of the name. Daily affirmations of focus and efficiency. I need to just grab something. So I will just pause the stream for a moment, as in I'll put up a different scene, but then I'll be back in like 2 minutes. And we're back. Sorry about that. Good to go. Let's get back into it. All the skeletons had like
Yes.
rubies on them and stuff.
I can get it to spill its secrets.
Okay. That's a lot of skeletons. Okay, let's see how this goes. Actually, from here I could just do the. Let's do a whole bunch of that. You. This is like the one time you could probably use fireball safely, and that. Oh, and you can do this. We're gonna annihilate them.
Die!
I killed like 2 skeletons in that shot. That was pretty easy.
Zawa is ready.
Someone is ready.
Oh?
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I really did not want to kill Sable. She seemed kind of cool. So this is Tanos. I'll come back to Tanos later.
I can get it to spill its secrets. I shall make it so. It's done.
Hopefully no more traps.
I shall make it so. I can get it to spill its done. Secrets.
Ooh, the last tower. Am I gonna live through this?
Silence surrounds me.
Whoa, that is a lot of gems. And money. Taking it. I wonder if that will reflect badly on me later.
Yes.
We'll find out. Actually, I'm going to just quick save after that. Oops. Alright, so we just gotta find Concelhaut.
Yes.
And I have a feeling, just a hunch, it could be here. Do I have to visit anywhere else? No, I've explored everywhere else. This has to be Concelhaut. You see no keyhole in the door, yet a voice booms from the other side, almost as if the speaker was standing right in front of you. Your master awaits a worthy pupil. Let the apprentice who has perfected a spell and gathered the lessons of her fellows speak her purpose. I'm ready to see Concelhaut. Leaves. I won't risk that just yet. Let's go see Tanos. Maybe Tanos will be able to give us something that will allow us to get into there. I really hope stealing all those gems doesn't reflect poorly on me. But we'll see. Seriously, those gems gotta be awesome. A Vithrak turns to you, clicking his mandibles and long clawed fingernails together. The creature floats above the ground and sways. Just as it looks like it's going to leap on you, you hear a voice in your head. Human beast comes, yes, most pleased is Tanos. The Vithrak pauses, looking up and down with beady eyes. Not apprentice, no. Human beast is something else. It leans closer, membranes around its jaw pulse and tremble, yet it seems to be smelling you. No camp smell, not warrior hive above, no. A Vithrak's thoughts are a whisper in your mind. It needs its mouth parts together thoughtfully. If not apprentice and not warrior drone, then maybe human beast is ally, yes. What are you doing here? I found strange notes with the other apprentices. Yes, key parts for master's door. Tanos' mandibles jitter and click rapidly. Find all key parts from all apprentices, then Tanos gives last key part. I'm going. You think we can help each other out? With apprentice rivals. Tanos works hard for master, but other apprentices, nasty beasts, want to be the master's favorite, want to kill Tanos. What do you want me to do for you? Kill apprentice rivals, of course. Tanos draws his spindly claws into fists. Tanos knows. Human beast came to see master. But master has door, and door wants key. Tell me about this key. Key is words, is knowledge. One claws a spiraling pattern across the creature's ridged skull. Master give key part to apprentice. Say cleverest, strongest apprentice, take all key parts. Tanos accentuates the thought by squeezing a tight fist. But human beast take key parts from the other apprentice rivals, yes. Then Tanos gives the final key part. Vithrak scuttles closer, chattering and interlacing his fingers. Tanos is cleverest apprentice, no. But after human beast sees master, then Tanos see master, become new favorite. I'll keep that in mind. I'll see what I can do. Okay, so I've made friends with Tanos. And I've already killed Sable, so I might as well just keep on going on the warpath, basically. But, I am a little bit concerned about this particular person over here. Maybe it's something else I can... Maybe it's going to be one of those things of like, oh, you can choose to go with this person or choose to go with that person, whatever. So we'll see how it goes, huh?
Need something? I'm still busy here.
I'm here for your piece of the key.
That filthy spider put you up to this? He's using you, you know. Thinks he can control you like one of his mindless puppets. Tell you what, you help me instead, and I'll give you whatever he's offered, plus a little extra. Deal?
Fine.
Good. Come back when you've got the other pieces of the key.
I found part... no, goodbye. So it is one of those things of like, alright, who are you going to side with, basically? She seems pretty cool. And this guy snubbed me. So I'm childish and easily offended, so I'm probably going to turn on him first.
Now is not the time.
I want your portion of the key. He looks up, his cheeks flush and his eyes wide and wounded.
Has my progress been too slow? Did Concelhaut send you to...
Aww.
No matter.
Aw, he feels bad. He snaps his book shut and raises his hands. Fine! That's how it's gonna be then. Let's get you to do polymorph on him.
Oh.
Okay, gonna make sure that she stays alive because she's quite close to getting serious injury, so... Alright, he's a pig. Excellent. Let's focus on these guys. Can we get closer? Can. Cool. That's gonna hurt Kana, but we're gonna see how it goes.
Yeah.
We're all poisoned. Let's get that sorted out. Apparently they're special ghouls. The necromancer that's dealing with them has like some sort of special technique he's working on. Nice. I can't do that. Oh, he's alive. He's gotten out of his slumber. Oh no. Excellent. That spell is... I remember I used this spell, Stasis Shell. That's how we say it. I used that a lot in Pillars of Eternity 2 with Seraphim. It was such good crowd control. Now we'll finish off with the zombies. I'll take care of this guy. But he hasn't... actually, there's no point in attacking him because he takes no damage in the stasis shell, I believe. They're just gonna keep whacking him anyway. Go nuts. What'd you say? From what you've played of both games, which tone setting do you prefer? Oh, man, it's like really on a knife's edge there. I like them both for different reasons. Pillars of Eternity 2 has a bit more of a... It's a bit more open-ended. Like, there's a bit more of an open world to explore and stuff, and it kind of feels like you kind of got the reins of your own adventure, so to speak. But in Pillars 1, I mean, it's not on a railroad or anything. It's not like it's not a linear story by any means. But you do kind of feel like you can only go to X this, and this, you know? You kind of just play through a story with multiple choices. Now, saying that, Pillars 2 does not have as much of the complex philosophical sort of angle to its storytelling. While it more centers itself on the colonialism aspect of its history and its world, which is utterly fascinating to me as well. But I do feel that you lose a bit of your agency in a lot of the decision making. This was only really revealed to me by Novum, who talked about how, like, you know, in Maya's quest in Pillars 2, you pretty much have to be complicit with her being a spy and killing people. And as someone who, my character came from Nekataka, like, I wouldn't allow that, you know, I would be like, get out of my party, basically, but I had no choice to do that, so that's one problem. And to an extent, some people say, like, oh, you know, the whole, thing of, how can I explain it? Of saying stuff like, it's not that you don't have agency, but, it's like you're not the grand savior of the story, you know? Like in Pillars 1, like you end up like doing a very significant thing for the world, you know? But basically, like for a lot of the other options, like even if you like save someone, it ends up being bad in some way. And that's something to narrow. That's something for another day to talk about. But that's just kind of Obsidian's writing in general. And if you've played Outer Worlds, you can see the familiar thing of moral, it's like proper moral ambiguity. Some instances do moral ambivalence, like this game kind of focuses on moral ambivalence, but Pillars of Eternity and Outer Worlds really focuses on that moral ambiguity aspect of the storytelling and everything like that. Okay, got 15 more seconds. Yeah, I personally don't care for anyone's excuse. I mean, like, of course, in history, colonizing for the greater good was a popular mindset. But nowadays, if anyone excuses colonialism as it was done for the greater good, is like, what? What the fuck are you on about, people? It's just that people who sympathize with that are people who haven't been subjected to it. You just have to tell people, like, okay, how about, for example, you're living in your modern world, and just a bunch of people roll in and like, guess what, guys? This is our country now. And then come back to me and see if you sympathize with colonialists. Here we go. Alright, he's getting wailed on. So that made it a bit easy. Oh, he got a belt. Oh, Peldon. You're the most talented of my apprentices, but your understanding is merely a page among the tomes of knowledge I've accumulated. Curb your pride until you've earned it. No weakness is deadlier. I can almost see your hand shaking and your face reddening as you read this. You think that mastering a few basic hexes makes you worthy of my pupil? I had crafted the parasitic staff when I was half your age. And while I worked, my peers plotted against me. You may have surpassed the others for now, but they will band together against you if you give them reason. Conceal your skill with mistakes. Hide your malice behind smiles. Sacrifice your vanity for a few precious years that you might survive long enough to earn the title of wizard. Interesting. Ooh, another ring of overseeing. I'm interested in going the Juana route. The Valiants seem kind of low impact. Yeah, yes. I went with Juana, the Juana aspect of it, honestly.
It's done.
Make sure it's not trapped. And that was really interesting. I will tell you that much. I mean, like, it does have really interesting ramifications of, like, you know, what happens afterwards. Paladin's research notes. As if I'd leave notes on my experiments for anyone to find, but while you're reading this, Uariki, if one of your weapons wanders in here again, I'm keeping it. Sable, I've never talked to you, but stay out of my lab anyway. Tanos, I doubt you can even read, but I'm feeding your minions to my test subjects the next time I catch one of them loitering inside my lab. Hilarious.
Certainly.
Well, that was a shame. I felt bad for him. It sounded like he was, you know, quite the devoted student. But, you know... Oh, that's gonna be bad. He's a Vithrak as well. And there's so many people around. Well, now I know that I'm allowed to kill people in here. So, I'm just gonna save.
Yes.
Hey, how do you know why I'm here? Tanos hovers in place, one mandible twitching. Master is greatest of wizards. How else would human beings seek him? I'm taking a piece of the key now. No! Treacherous beast! Okay. See how this goes. And you got your weapon ready? Let's get... Ooh, right. Let's do that, shall we? Let's do Chaos Orb. Let's get you to do something. What can you do, eh? Have you got your chance up yet? Nope. Good, I got 2 more of them on my side. That's excellent. I'm paralyzed. Hello. Can you do your stunning fist, please? Thank you. Well, that got him. I think one of the best things of like mind controlling people is just the fact that their teammates turn on them and you don't have to do any work to actually kill them. This is gonna be a problem. Ooh, that took care of him. I'm just attack him anyway. He's still my friend even though I'm attacking him. There we go.
These ones are...
Oh! Ooh, we critted him. I knew it! Awesome. Kill 25 more enemies or kill animats. What else? Conjure lesser blight on hit or critical hit.
Oh.
That's pretty good. To summon like additional allies in the middle of a fight. That will be pretty cool. Still all their junk.
Certainly.
Ooh, what are those? Oh, skein bone. Okay. Adirian dialects. See, this is the same book I found that talks about how to pronounce certain words in their language, which I just thought was like, that's awesome. That's amazing. I actually put it in my video, in my script. I'm like, there's even a freaking like guide to dialect speech, you know? Adira customs, Adira empire, Adia, I should say. So he dropped off a thing. Let's see if I can find it in the quest log. Sable, unsigned. No, that's not it. Damn it, where is it? Cantha. Tanos is no. Tanos. More than any of the others, you have chosen a path that complements your natural strengths. Your mind is a maze, and you use it to ensnare not only your thralls, but also your fellow pupils. They are blind to it because they look at you and see an animal, which is why I shall only warn you once. Attempt your trickery on me, and I will give you a corpse to Peldon. I feel the workings of your mind as surely as you would feel a disturbance in your web. You would displace me as readily as you'd follow me, but the first defense of any wizard is a warded mind, and I've had centuries to strengthen mine. Peldon, yeah. Cool.
Yes.
Alright. Whoops, I closed the door.
Hmm?
Let's go back to see Urariki. And, we'll go see Concelhaut, I guess. I think from there, might end the stream. We'll see how it goes, huh?
Need something? I'm still busy here.
Gator successfully rounded up her test subjects. I've got the parts from the key from the other apprentices.
Good. Take this too. Now, just so we're clear, I don't know your business with him, and I don't want to either. So if you get into trouble, don't expect me at your side. Far as I'm concerned, our business is happily concluded.
Oh?
Interesting. Let's go. Good to see now that Haravius now doesn't walk everywhere. He actually runs like the rest of us. I don't know what was happening there. That must have been a bug. And there's something over here now as well. That looks like a secret passage of some kind. I am ready to see Concelhaut.
Ah, first you shall prove your merit. A wizard must protect himself from the arcane and the mundane, from spellcaster and soldier alike. Of the many defenses available to the wizard, which comes first?
A warded mind.
You have learned well. But a wizard must also defend against his own deficiencies, lest he fall to them. Which weakness is deadliest?
Pride.
Many fall by overestimating their own power. Yet for the wizard who understands the nature of magic, power is nearly limitless. What quality of magic is most critical to powerful spell work?
Crap. I'll leave when I have the answer. I forgot to read hers. That was silly. Is it here? Nope. Quest. Uraki's note. You tinker with blades and bludgeons while your peers shape the bodies of minds and kith, and they look down on you for it. Let them. Spellwork often attracts a certain kind of mind, one drawn to mystery and theatre of grand arcane spectacle. It's mystery.
Ah, a wizard must protect. You have
Warded
learned,
mind,
but a wizard
pride.
Yet for the wizard who understands the nature of magic, power is nearly limitless. What quality of magic is most critical to powerful spell work?
Mystery. Few can understand magic.
Return to the lessons I have given you and your fellows before you speak again.
Oh. Did I misread that? I thought it was alluding to mystery. Spellwork often attracts a certain kind of mind, one drawn to mystery and theatre of grand arcane spectacle. But you are burdened with no such pretension. You see magic for what it is, power, raw, and malleable. You shape as it best suits your needs, and this is what gives you the greatest spells, their strength. While the other princes are still perfecting their ambitious spells, you will complete yours. What day? Do not hesitate. One drawn to the mystery and theatre of grand arcane spectacle. Maybe it is the spectacle one.
A wizard you have learned, but a wizard many, yet for the wizard who understands the nature of magic, power
Spectacle?
is return to
What? Come on. I'm just gonna have to guess them all now.
a wizard you have but a wizard many, yet for the wizard who understands the nature of magic.
Malleability?
Yes.
Okay.
Though few will ever grow skilled enough to wield it well.
I don't know where he was really talking about malleability.
One test of your understanding remains. What is a wizard's true foe?
The ambition of rivals.
Return to the...
What? Come on. That was what she was about. That was her whole thing. Tenacity? Is there something that mentions tenacity?
A wizard you have, but a wizard many, yet for the wizard, yes, one test of your understanding remains. What is a wizard's true foe?
Mortality?
You may proceed.
So that's what he was referring to back then. Okay, cool. Oh, that's a pretty lichy looking character. An emaciated figure hunches over a stack of books. As you enter the room, it rises, and you feel as though you can see each rib and vertebrae shift into place beneath a pale film of flesh. It turns, twisted, wasted skin and tendons around its bones. Two eyes burn from its angular, shrunken face.
How far you've come from the silks and frills of your youth. Your kin would stand aghast to see you now. What brings you to my study?
Wait, how do you know who I am? A dry croak of laughter tumbles from the lich's throat. I have poured my life into a phylactery waiting for one such as you. It's what you are that interests me.
Spells are fueled by ambient essence in the ether. A miserly trickle of energy that leaks from the wheel.
Is that actually the proper way that spells are fueled in this world? I thought it was the gods. So it's actually just the wheel itself that allows people to use magic. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Because the medium is so poor, a wizard must normally focus his efforts on the runes and incantations that channel it. But imagine what could be done with a more powerful source of essence. A watcher's soul, for instance.
What kind of magic requires the power of a watcher's soul?
The most demanding and visionary kind. The kind that wizards have argued over for centuries. Names like Cadabald the Red and Mora of the Seven Hills. Even you must know of them.
I still don't know what you're talking about.
The power to warp and wind time. Like a skein of wool wrapped about your finger. To strangle its flow to a mere trickle. Perhaps to reverse it altogether.
What of your rivals?
In my eyes or theirs? You've surely heard of the great archmages of Aora. Nina Gauth, Minoletta, Sitzel, and Kolakoth. Arkemir and Lengroth, too. We've all shaped the study and practice of magic. Just not always to our mutual taste.
Do you know who hired the Torn Bannerman?
One of the other archmages, no doubt. My wager's on Arkemir or Lengroth. always hiding behind glamours and diversions. But it could have been any of my rivals.
Tell me about your phylactery.
Would you think to steal it from under my nose? As if it were so easy. A phylactery isn't some bauble I wear around my neck or hide in a chest. It's a complex layer of spellwork carved into my skull with runes and sealed with a peg of Adra. It is the reason I'm here, surviving.
I don't need to hear anymore.
Where are you going? I'm just getting started with you.
Is he going to attack me? Oh. Crap. Well, I'm in a pickle. First of all, we're gonna need to get you away because you're so wounded. Ooh, this is gonna be a tough one. Okay, what am I gonna do here? What am I gonna do? Let's do Firebug. That'll do some good damage. Some stuff for you as well. Oh, we're terrified. I gotta fix that. It's gonna be a tough fight. I will not. I am quite scared, to be honest. What is happening? Why are you invisible, Alof?
Avaru, be on seat!
Okay. That did not go well. I think it was because, like, my main defensive spell I had to sacrifice from the very first few seconds, just so that I could so I could put my my main character into stasis so she didn't get hurt. So that's a bummer. But, you know, this time I think we definitely got the key here. Let's rest up. Let's deal with some vessels, huh?
Yes.
Don't mind me, just sleeping in your place. I'm gonna take a piece of the key now. Where's ringleader? Get some dudes on my side. Can I still... Let's try this.
Mow it. Doing alright, doing alright. Doing a lot better than last time, at least. The only difference is that in this fight, what's his face? Haravius managed to get
Indeed.
a 25th kill so that he can boost his staff to the next level, which is unfortunate, but yeah, you know, whatever. You lose what you lose, basically. Yeah, so we'll go over to this person, Uariki, and we'll get her little piece of the puzzle, and we'll go on to see Concelhaut. But we'll probably need to rest up again because
Need something?
fighting a
I'm
lich
still
will
busy
be
here.
quite the challenge.
Good. So if you get into trouble.
Yep, so we got that deal from last time. Let's go get that. I know there's a second bit of there's another what's it called? Campfire in here, so we'll grab that. We'll have a sleep right in here. Rest up so we're all nice and ready. A dear and noble woman leaves the stronghold. I didn't even know she arrived. Anyway, so we'll get to here. Yeah, I think we'll do this fight, and then that'll be it for this stream. So we'll see how it goes, huh? Liches in the Pillars of Eternity universe are extremely rare, and I think Concelhaut is the only lich in Pillars of Eternity. So that he is a big deal. He is the only lich. He is really, really powerful. He's like
How may I help?
see if I can find it. So you see here, it's a bit like in you know, Forgotten Realms. Certain wizards have spells named after them and stuff. So we have where's one of Concelhaut's spells? Concelhaut's Corrosive Siphon. Concelhaut actually does have some other spells. Concelhaut's Draining Touch. So there's all these sort of like very scary spells that he's created. He has the Concelhaut. Concelhaut has a parasitic staff, I think. Actually, speaking of which, let's see if we can glean any more spells. He is, and it's apparently if you kill him in this, he won't appear in the next game. It was a really tough fight, I remember that. So we got Sable's Grimoire. What about this? Now we've learned all these spells. Oh no, we haven't. There's a whole bunch of spells here I haven't learned. Let's get all these now. Cold as Slumber is a really powerful spell. I can't believe I haven't put that in there yet. Blast of Frost. Torrent of Fire. Flame Shield. Let's see it. Sorry, I hate to pause and go about a little bit. Let's get the books in here. Let's have a look and see if we've forgotten any spells. See, here we go. So we've gotten Ringrim's Innovating Terror, Lengraf's Safeguard. Yeah, got all those spells. What about here? Got those too. I do not know where the Parasitic Staff spell is. Ooh, I have a lot of books. Should probably get around to selling all those. Is that it there? That's it. That's the spell I was talking about. Concelhaut Staff. So let's get that to there. That's probably one spell I actually legitimately do not have. Oh, I do have it? So I do. Didn't even look over it. Can't believe we still have 2 more levels of spells to get. That's crazy. Okay, well, safe to say we're ready for this.
Oh.
So let's give it a save.
Certainly.
Let's do this.
Ah, a wizard must protect himself from...
Crap, I need to read those books. I need to actually read the things so I can get all the information. Yuriki's notes, Tanos's notes, Sable's notes. And I feel like there's one other person.
Ah, a wizard must...
Watered mind.
You have learned, but a wizard must all...
Pride.
Many... Yet for the wizard who...
Malleability.
Yes, one test of your understanding.
Mortality.
You may proceed.
Sorry to skip through that, but I really cannot be bothered. Oof. Oh, kind of leveled. Probably get that done before we start. I think you can get to level 16, so I'm gonna hold off. No, I'm not gonna do that. 100% of healing received. That's pretty interesting. Now, these are the things that provide passive effects. That's useless. No, that's useless. Nope. 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 I'm gonna go with this. 100% healing restored. Sorry, 100% more healing. That is pretty freaking good. So I'm gonna edit that now.
Following your lead.
Following your lead. See, there it is. So what point do you think I would need to have... Let's do it as the last, I reckon.
Yes.
It'll be interesting as well, because then when that buff starts happening, I can start thinking, oh, let's start throwing off some buffs and stuff, you know? Actually, thinking about it,
Following your lead.
let's rearrange it. Get rid of that. We do not need the fire thing right from the get-go. That, then the fire.
Yes.
Give it a bit of a quick save.
Certainly.
Ooh.
How far you've come from the silks and frills of your youth. Your kin would stand aghast to see you now. What brings you to my study?
What are you? He raises a hand and turns it to the air before himself. The flesh is so thin that you can see the bones moving beneath it.
What did you expect to find? An old man hiding from his attackers? Or a young man taking the battle to them?
We have found an old man hiding, not from attackers, but from death.
Weak or strong, the flesh expires. To survive, one must transcend it.
You're a lich. He nods, the bones of his neck creak.
And beyond the grip of a common death. For I have already embraced an uncommon one.
How do you know who I am?
Spell, because
So we'll go
could
through this.
imagine what could be done with a more the power to war. Would you think to it is the reason we've all one of my wagers on Archimere or Lengrad.
Alright, so this is going to be a really tough fight. That. Bufferino. Let's do that there. Where's my Kana? I wonder if he can tank Concelhaut. Let's find out. Misses. You serious? I'm having a lot of problems where clicking spells doesn't work. Bit strange. Prayer against fear will help. The hell is that? Animated wand. Why is he down? You need to get out of there. Come on, get out of there. Move up. get all the way there to res him. This is not going to be a fun fight. This is pretty crazy fight. Like, I'm dying a lot. I need to resurrect. Kind of still going alright. Ooh, that'll be powerful. Let's get some Mind Lances in there. Get on the heels. Need more spells from you, buddy. How we doing? Aloth's really close to dying. Nah, he's down. Durance is getting really close. Get you healed up. Thing's still hurting you. I think it's she's standing in something that's fucking getting to her.
beyond. Seek.
Can I use that here? I don't think I can. Fuck. He's got the fucking hammer on me.
What? Lava room.
Oh, my character actually died. That's not good. That's not good at all. Oh dear. Okay. Let's give this one more shot. I think what's happening is I'm too spread out. I need to make sure I'm focusing on one thing at a time. So let's start that again.
Oh?
What
I'll
brings
probably
you
just go through this.
weak or and beyond? But ye spell become. But imagine, would you think a phylactery? It is the we've all one of my way. The most demand the power to warp.
Turn off automatic stuff. I need to control you guys at every minute. Because if you run off and screw this up, to work together here. Do the anti-fear. Actually, no. Over here. These are they're all like immune to dominated, so I can't control any of these guys. Use arcane dampener maybe? Chaotic Orb would do some damage. Ooh, Cleansing Flame. Get that going. Why are you hurting so much? Where are you at being attacked? You in the middle there? Oh no, you're the one being attacked by a freaking hammer. Ah, she's gone. So early in the fight as well.
Zala is ready.
Sorry, I'm not talking much. I'm just really focusing on this. I just gotta keep these guys alive. I gotta keep Zawa alive. Good, 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 good. Is that going? Attack him. Attack him. Attack him. Nice. We're doing alright. We're kicking it. We're kicking it. Whoa, what caused so much damage? At least the Durance is alive to keep everyone fit and healthy, so to speak. I need you to do more damage though. What can I do? Something really powerful. We're doing really good here, guys. Look at this. Oh no, he's targeted at fucking everyone. Bust out the big spells. Try and knock him prone. Let him move a bit. Still no dice.
Understood.
Concelhaut's only just injured. They have a pretty good immunity to piercing. So does that one. Fuck, what can I do? Durance is getting ready to die as well, so I need to cut him off. Ooh, near death, near death. Do your kick, Zawa. Do it. He's caught in that stun lock. Get out of your stun yet? Come on, one last kick. Okay, he's ready. Kana's not doing too well. Come on. That's so close. He just needs to keep on attacking. Got him! Oh, thank God. Quickly, drink some fucking shit before you die.
Yeah.
A wasted spell. Oh, man. Zawa is ready. Oh, he's alive. Oh, but he's like really not doing too well. Can you just do dismissal on yourself again? There you go. Yeah, come back here another time. Oh, fuck me. Need crushing. Because it doesn't have, I don't think it hasn't got a good defense against crushing. I just need to get rid of this fucking wand. Good.
Very well.
No one can help him.
I keep your chance in my soul.
That's it!
Man, everyone died except for Zawa and Aloth. That was such a hard fight. And this is on normal mode. Can you imagine doing this on Path of the Damned? Holy crap. Samblips, I'm sorry, you talked ages ago on this. I'm considering playing through a PoE again, but maybe on easy. Yeah, I would probably do the same. Oh man, that was one of the hardest fights I've ever had to do in this game. Like, in this playthrough. That was crazy. I'm just gonna save before anything happens. Jesus Christ. There we go. I thought it crashed. I'm like, no. Oh my god. Oh, that was tough. But he is a lich, so fair enough.
Yes.
We're just gonna rest. Heal multipliers. Let's get that back on. Alright. Ooh, wow. The iron clasps. Iron clasped. Visage of Concelhaut. Ooh, belt of power. That is going straight to Aloth. Let's sort out the loot. I've done that in the past, like doing save files like that, and I've come to regret it. I'm like, fuck, where was that really important save? Oh fuck! Concelhaut's draining missiles. That's cool. Death Ring, that's a really powerful spell.
Certainly. Certainly.
Okay, let's have a look around. Moons of Aora. I think I already have that one. Obsidian lamp figurine. Oh, shade. Life and discoveries of Pangrim. The shelves of this bookcase overflow with... search the bookcase. Something clinks onto the floor. You retrieve a ring. Ring of deflection. Oh, that's pretty normal. Yeah, grabbing certain spells from like really powerful wizards like Concelhaut will teach you unique spells you can't get through leveling. Oh, cool. I guess there's nothing left but to look at the table. Confusion, Hailstorm, Aeothasian Prayer. I wonder why he has that. Misses of the Hand Occult. Dearest brother, was its sister. Oh, it's the stuff to do with Weil. Oh man, I have to deal with the annoyances. Let's make our way out of here. Is that really the end of the quest? It looks like it. Oh, I thought I was supposed to go to a a swamp or something. I thought I read that on the wiki, but maybe I was wrong. Because we haven't found his phylactery still.
Zawa is ready.
Oh?
Yeah, well, maybe something will trigger once we go upstairs. We'll see what happens. I'll quickly Google it. Siege of Concelhaut. See what comes up. The game advances one turn after defeating. Huh. Yeah, I thought we moved on to some, we moved on to... Oh, I'm a bit confused. Well, maybe that's it. Maybe that's just the end of the quest and Bob's your uncle. Alright, well, now's a good time than any to call it quits. Thanks everyone for stopping by and having a good old chat and a good time. I tried to do Twitch. I tried to get Twitch working. I didn't know a lot of the bits and bobs about it. I think I might ask around, see if anyone can help me with it. But yeah, after Pillars of Eternity is finished, I do intend to like really move over to Twitch and exclusively stream there. But I figured just to get the liquidation thing done, I'll get that done tonight. I did it through YouTube because I couldn't be bothered trying to get everything fixed. I literally worked on it for a couple hours today and just couldn't get it done. So again, thanks everyone for coming to watch the stream, and yeah, probably roughly same time next week. So until then, stay safe everyone, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you very much. Let's get to the right freaking window.